Day 4 of filmmaking. We are in a studio today getting some scenes with the photography studio. Kind of, you can see in my background here, we rented out this one location. It's pretty cool. I just want to show this little clip here before I give my kind of final thoughts on the day. Usually with all these videos, I usually like wrap up the end of the day with kind of a video, explain my thoughts, what I learned and stuff like that. But this is before we're filmmaking. This is before we're actually filming it, so I just wanted to show you guys this so you can have a little bit of a sneak peek at the process. All right, day 4 of filmmaking. Today was kind of a crazy day. I mean, we filmed over 11 hours, started at 11, got done around 10. So 10 o'clock right now. We just got done filming this one scene with 2 other people, and we just got done. And I just want to pull in here, just kind of give my brief thoughts about the film and, you know, just the day overall that I had. I think, you know, because the last few films I've done, and, you know, honestly, all my films that I've done, everyone going back to pick up at Arby's, The Weekend, The Sunshine State, and even like last week and even the days prior to filming this project, we've done like kind of short days. We've done like, you know, 4 or 5 hour days at max, maybe even 6 just to stretch it out. But today was an 11-hour day, which was kind of crazy, and it gives me a little bit of a taste of like how it's gonna be in the future. Because obviously, like with films, they don't film like, you know, 5 hours a day, 4 hours a day. They don't do that. I think I just did that, you know, obviously to make things easier with friends and crew members and, you know, people that are in the project, and that ended up fine. But today was, you know, obviously this is a bigger project. We have a lot of stuff to cover, and also, you know, drive time. We're going to different locations, you know, around the town. So it just adds for that, you know, the time block. And, you know, today was very fun because we actually rented out a photography studio. As you could tell, my brain is kind of scrambled around because I love to show kind of like my raw thoughts of each day right as I'm done with filming. Literally got done 10 minutes ago, said my goodbyes, packed my stuff, and I just want to pull over here, just kind of give my brief thoughts on everything. But like I said before, 11-hour day. You know, this is kind of like the industry kind of standard, especially if you're making big projects, you know, Avengers movies, stuff like that. You're gonna have long days, and you know, obviously we're not filming 100% of the time, but you know, the hours do really, like, you know, take part, because, you know, some of the hours you're waiting, even if you're waiting, you're going over the script, you're going over shots, you're going over different things. You know, there's a brief moment today where we waited like an hour for this one guy to show up, and he got stuck in traffic. You know, that's good enough, but it just allowed us to, I guess, take a break. And but we weren't really like taking a break that much because we were still planning out the shots. We were getting as much coverage as we needed, so we were still kind of working on it. But when we went out to eat for a little bit as well. So I mean, like, really, like, it's an 8-hour film day, but like if you include like the breaks and the waits and stuff, it's 11, around there. Yeah, I would say, especially like me going to the store, me going to, like, you know, running around getting stuff. Like I said before, we went to out to dinner, lunch, kind of both. But really, today was really fun, like getting to know all these different people, you know, bringing them all together on this project. They're so different, you know, the personalities and stuff. And I think the major thing that I love doing is just bringing these characters to life, and, you know, having them kind of explore and try different things. I love, like, when we're in the moment and we just kind of improv something, and that's something that I've just allowed my actors to do, just improv, just kind of feel the moment. And, you know, there were some moments where we just kind of stuck to the script because, you know, it was just in our best interest. But, you know, if something comes about and we're like, okay, let's try this, let's try that, why not? Because that just adds more like, I guess, realism and less you know, strict kind of robot formulaic kind of thing. And, you know, we were talking a lot about like filmmakers and directors being strict with their script and being strict with you know, oh, it has to be this line, it has to be this and that. But I kind of realized, like, well, you know, if actors coming to a director or writer and they're saying something like, oh, I don't think the character would do this, you know, I don't agree with this line, they have like a valid point, because they wouldn't have brought that up either way. You know, the reason why they're bringing up that, because they don't feel comfortable with that, so they're letting you know. And, you know, I just want my movies at the end of the day just to feel as real as possible, which is kind of ironic because this movie isn't based off a real subject or a real genre, which you'll know more about it once I stop uploading videos about it and talking about it more, uploading trailers. But for now, I want to be as vague as possible, just because I want it to be a good time. I want to be very surprising to people. But yeah, going back to what directors being strict with stuff. Quentin Tarantino, yeah, he makes some good movies, but like if you limit yourself, Quentin Tarantino makes good movies, but I'm talking about other people who are too strict with, it needs to be these lines, it needs to be this and that. I just want to be like as real as possible. If that means just going off what the actors are feeling in the moment, that is real. That is like what I look for. And maybe it comes from like a distaste from my personal writing, and when I look back on some things that I wrote, like some dialogue, and I'm like, I'm not a big fan of that. I just get it out there just to get the message across. Like, that's the major thing also, is like, if you have that major message at the end of the day, what is the goal of the scene, and what is the goal of the characters, and what's the best way to portray that? What's the best way to show that? Is what it just comes down to the actor, because they're bringing that thing to life, and they're bringing that character to life. So a lot of interesting things with that. Another thing I want to talk about is being a one-man band, because being a one-man band is really, really tough. I'm out here, you guys know my story, out here completely just me, no producer, no extra helping hand, just me and the actors. The actors have done such a great job, but really I think moving forward, I'm going to have much more of appreciation for getting a DP and stuff, and a sound guy, because I got to think of like all this stuff when I'm doing it. So I got to set up the camera, I got to do this, and it's easy enough for me, but like it's very draining at the end of the day also, because like filmmaking, the stage I'm in now is where I'm just doing it completely for free, no budget at all. That's kind of been my thing the last year and a half, is just doing low budget things, without any help, any studio, any other producers. I don't know if it probably won't stay that forever, but just trying to use that to my advantage while I have the chance. I'm using it to be very flexible with shooting days also, just shooting on Saturdays, just shooting whenever really we have the best possible times, and not being a burden maybe to like other people, because if you bring on a crew member, bring on the DP and stuff, you're kind of responsible for them also. You gotta pay them possibly, you gotta feed them, you gotta be responsible for how they're gonna get there, the transportation and stuff like that. And it becomes like, I can't do all that. All I can do is just start with just, oh shit, fuck, shit. What happened there? That wasn't me. But anyways, I think that's a good ending point. I totally forgot where I ended off. But I learned a lot today, had a lot of fun, and it really made me excited for the future, because these long days of filming, problems coming up, things happening that you're not used to. What's the best possible way to... Oh, my mom's calling. With that being said, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.